Hello and welcome. This is the Sisterhood of the Rising Phoenix. My name is Karen French, and with us tonight are Carolyn Revolto and Audrey Prescott. And we are bringing to you the introduction to the elements. And tonight we're talking about the element of air. Air is the element of clarity, communication, and inspiration. Thoughts are seeds carried on the wind. And they really are too.
Mm-hmm. First thing we'll start
Yeah.
out with is what the points on the pentagram mean. The pentagram is a five-pointed star with lines often interlaced and enclosed within a circle. It is a symbol of protection. The top point of the star represents the true spirit or the goddess. The other four points symbolize the elements of creation: earth, air, fire, and water. The star, as a whole, symbolizes spirit, bringing the elements into natural harmony.
It is an element of protection, the pentagram. And more people should realize it if they look around how many branches of the police, the feds, all kinds of people carry a five-pointed star as their symbol. And again, that comes back from the star or pentagram as we call it being a symbol of protection. And that's one of the main reasons why it's used. It is a symbol of protection that is recognized worldwide. So, what do the points on the pentagram mean? Back to Carolyn.
Good thing you asked, Karen. Oh, it means you have your spirit, which is your top. You have air, water, fire, earth, but it also can stand for forgiveness, love, respect, gratitude, and compassion.
Yes, I found that interesting. The lines between these, like fire plus spirit equals love. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was taking this as. Water plus air as respect. Spirit plus earth, gratitude. Water and earth, forgiveness. Fire and air, compassion. I mean, it's really cool. It's really cool to think that it's not just each element, but combinations of elements that when you put together have different meanings. That's what I took it
When
as anyway.
we go over later on the cone of power, which is also known as the pyramid, these actually are part of that because your actual elements go into the cone of
Mhm.
power, which houses stands for your love, to know, to keep quiet about what you do, those types of things. So I'll use this again because I really like this right here.
I
This
love this diagram.
picture, this
Yeah,
diagram.
I love this diagram. And I wanted to bring something up because looking at this diagram, it made me think about something else before we go on.
Mm-hmm.
That when you invert the pentagram, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people think that the pentagram means black magic, but it's actually the inversion of the pentagram that represents darker magic. And the reason for this is because in like what we call white witchcraft, or where you're a light practitioner, you have your spirit above earth, air, water, and fire above your earthly elements. So the divine is always on top of the earth. But when you invert that, you're putting earthly desires above those of the spirit. And that's why I wish more people understood what they were looking at when they were looking at a pentagram, and understand that only when it's upside down, when the
Mm-hmm.
star's upside down, does it mean that that's a practitioner of dark magic. The rest of us who have a right side up star, we're practitioners of light magic or sometimes gray magic. Sometimes it just means that most of the time, we are practitioners of the light. So, anyway, I just thought that was really cool and interesting, this diagram, and it made me think about things and go down little rabbit holes. So back to air. Segue my little Libra brain, my half Libra brain, anyway, back to air and talk about the elements and what they mean.
Now, I will talk a little bit about earth, fire, air, and water, just for in the beginning a little bit.
Yeah,
What it stands for, the elements. You have the earth element, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. That is for ground. They are grounded, they're practical, they're disciplined, they're focused, light structure and stability, dependable and organized. I'm a Virgo. All those traits matter, believe me. Fire.
right.
You have Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. They are creative, enthusiastic, impulsive, inspirational, harmonious, and dramatic. I know a couple Leos and I know a couple Sagittarius, and they are dramatic.
Yes, and they're usually funny people. That was
Yes,
humorous. Um, they have a natural sense of humor. My daughter, as a Sagittarius, she is very, very funny. It's not something she tries to be, she just is. So, unless she's like all withdrawn, but that's another story for another day. All right. Now we have air signs.
air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And their traits are mental energy, they're curious, independent, talkative, observant, entertaining, and intellectual. Next is water, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. They are emotional, intuitive, deeply creative, empathetic, spiritual, and psychic.
Right. And that's my other half is Scorpio. So I resonate a lot with the water as well as the air.
As well as I do because I'm Earth and water. I'm Virgo/Scorpio.
Right.
Water and fire for me because I am a Scorpio Aries mix.
And I have Libra Scorpio as my sun sign, and then a Virgo ascendant and a Virgo moon. So that makes me very emotionally practical and down to earth in some ways. So it
Hmm.
gives me balance, and I like that.
Yes, very much so. What kind of element are you? Fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Again, they're strong emotions, enthusiastic, passionate, temperamental. They're an achiever and interesting. Water, which is your Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio again. Refreshing, charming, mysterious, private, sensitive, and emotional. Earth, you have your Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Dependable, grounded, reliable, materialistic, loyal, and practical. And last but not least, we have air, which is what we're studying tonight, which is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. We have they're powerful, creative, fun. They have a lot of ideas. They're adventurous and they're exciting.
We like to think so.
Core qualities of air. Air is the element of the mind, the word, and the wind. Ever moving, ever curious, and essential for insight and connection. Intellect and clarity, the power of logic, thought, and mental focus. Communication, the medium of messages and the spoken word. Freedom, the lightness of new beginnings and perspective. Breath, the vital inspiration that connects all life. Correspondences, The direction is east. The time of day is dawn, which I very rarely see. Astrology, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius again. The sensory is hearing. Season is spring. The tarot suit is swords. The planet is Mercury, and the colors are yellow, white, and light blue. Tools and altar items for air. Your athame, which is your ritual knife used to direct mental energy. Incense carries prayers and intentions on smoke. Feathers, symbols of lightness and message bearing. Bells and chimes represent air made audible through sound. Written words, petitions, sigils, and journals. I didn't realize the written word would be air until I started doing this and studying into
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, it's
Place your,
interesting, isn't it?
isn't it? Very interesting. Place your air tools on the east quarter of your altar or circle. Creatures of the wind, eagles and hawks. Eagles for vision and spiritual perspective, hawks for focus and divine messages. Butterflies symbolize mental transformation and the lightness of being. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that.
I didn't hear anything.
We're going to leave off at.
Sylphs.
Oh, sylphs. Um, Mythical air element, swift, elusive beings that dwell in high places. Also associated are owls, which are wisdom, and crows, which are prophecy. And crows are very popular in witchcraft.
Yes, I'm a very big fan of crows.
Yeah, you should see the back of her jacket. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I saw her wreath for Halloween. I know she could put a crow on it, so.
She did. Exactly for a little bit.
Crystals for air energy. Clear quartz, which amplifies your mental clarity and intent. Clear quartz amplifies everything that you use it for. So if you want to amplify something, use your clear quartz. It's an air energy. Citrine stimulates intellect, joy, and bright ideas, which I didn't realize that citrine would be a air stone
I
either, air
didn't
crystal.
either. I was surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. Selenite clears mental fog and connects to high mind. I didn't realize that would be either a fluorite. Fluorite enhances focus and logical decision making. Now I don't know how to say this. Do you know how to say this, Karen?
Apophyllite.
Apophyllite opens psychic communication. I'm gonna have to get some of that.
Yeah, me too.
Use these in meditation or place them on your desk during study.
Or work.
Yep. Herbs and resins of air. Lavender, which calms the mind and invites peaceful, clear thoughts. Frankincense elevates consciousness and carries prayer to the divine, which they use frankincense and myrrh in
Mm-hmm.
churches for millennial now.
2 millennia. Yeah. Yes, they have.
Mint and bay. Mint sharpens focus. Bay enhances psychic dreams and wisdom. Rituals of air, working with the wind and working with winds of change and mental focus. And this is another diagram that I liked also. I put in here because it shows the actual
Mm-hmm.
alchemy symbols for
Yes.
your air, water, spirit, earth, and fire. All
Yes.
of them are there. This is the dawn clarity ritual. When to do. Sunrise facing east. Your tools are a yellow candle and a journal. Sit facing east, light your candle. Breathe in for 4, which stands for golden light. Exhale for 6, which is to release doubt. Speak. Spirit of air, bring me clarity. Clear my mind, sharpen my sight, and carry truth on wings of light. Observe thoughts like clouds. Journal any insights. Think air, Thank air, and then extinguish your candle.
Sounds really nice.
It
I
does,
like
doesn't it?
that.
I
Uh-huh.
just don't know about the sunrise thing.
Yeah, I'd have to stay up all night.
So I was just about to say the same thing. We'll have to stay
I'm a
up all night
moonrise
together one
kind of
night.
girl. I'm a moonrise gal. Yeah.
The
Sometimes
messenger's
moonset too.
the messenger's breath exercise for sending intentions and enhancing communication. And we're gonna do this exercise together. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale deeply, drawing in pure air energy, then hold for 2 seconds and infuse your breath with a message, your message that you want to send on the wind. So go ahead and start. Breathe in. Exhale slowly, releasing into the wind, saying, air carry this truth wide, far and wide. Let it be heard. Let it abide. Visualize your
Air
words
carries
carried on the
its truth
breeze.
far and wide. Let it be heard. Let it abide.
So let it be.
Thank you, air, and so mote it be.
The next exercise or ritual we have here is described as the 4 wind. Steps to invite inspiration. East is winds of dawn, bring me new ideas. South, winds of noon, ignite my passion. West, winds of dusk, deepen my intuition. North, winds of night, ground my vision. Write freely. When finished, lift the paper to the breeze. By air this is carried, by spirit it is true. So what you do is you simply write down in a journal or on a piece of paper your insights and then let it go to the air. Air
But
moves us.
we're not letting the paper go. We're just letting the air blow on
Take
the
it
paper.
away. Not paper itself, but just the idea
Yes.
and the intention is
Yes.
just going away.
You don't have to let your ideas blow in the wind. We don't want everybody to litter. But so just your words will be carried on the wind, not your actual page.
And I know we're talking about air, but I really like this little meme right here. It says, air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. Nature is our refillable prescription.
I love that.
I love that.
I really do.
Any questions or anything you want to add, Karen? Let your thoughts take flight on the wings of air.
One thing that we didn't discuss in this that I did want to bring up about
Mm-hmm.
air is music. You can incorporate music into your practice. That is also air, drumming, anything, anything that makes a sound that can be carried. That means your Tibetan sound bowls,
I was going to say your
uh,
crystal bowls.
bells, anything, your witch bells, a regular bell, any kind of a thing that you have that makes noise, anything that can raise the spirit, really just bring up your energy. That's all part of your bringing the air element into your practice. So I like to do that. I found that a lot of these things that are in the air section of the practice are things that I like to do, which makes sense as, I'm a Libra Scorpio. I like to use the athame to open or a wand to open a circle. I love me some incense.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's a complete understatement.
You
You
know-
should see her stock of incense.
Yeah, I have a big stock of incense. I have feathers on my altar, which, can be used to waft the smoke in certain directions that you need it to go. Um, yeah, I use all of that in my practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that it's interesting that we're drawn to certain things without even completely understanding why. It's not like somebody said, oh, well, since you're an air sign, you need to do this, this, and this. It was these are just the things that I gravitated towards naturally. What about you, Carolyn? Have you ever found yourself gravitating more towards things that are more earth practice in your
Yes.
practice?
Yes, I do. I have come to the conclusion that I've accepted finally that I'm an earth all the way through. Um, the perfectionism of the Virgo is really hard on me. Really hard on me because I
Yeah.
literally
That's an
I
understatement.
will kill it into trying to perfect something. And I have
Yes.
to tell myself and remind myself not to.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say, okay, you know what? This is good.
Mhm.
hmm And I
Just
like to
like it
collect feathers
is.
when I go out. I go to the duck pond with my granddaughters and we go feed the ducks, and I'll collect the feathers on the ground.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've got quite a few different feathers. I've got green feathers, brown feathers, black feathers, white feathers. I've got quite a few feathers in my collection for
That's
air.
awesome. I've got some little parrot feathers on my altar from that were donated by my daughter's bird. And
Theater dragon scales.
yeah, I've got we're talking about specifically air things that we have.
The feather that you gave me on my altar. I'm not sure what kind of feather it is, but you gave me a feather. It's on Morgan's altar.
It might be a crow's feather. Is it black?
Mm.
Oh, that's probably a hawk feather or something.
Yeah. Um, she kind of likes it sitting by the statue. Like I don't know why, but it's gonna be
Mhm.
sitting by her statue. Um, as for air, like incense, yeah, incense for me too. I don't work with air as much as I.
No, but you do have a fondness for music.
Yes, fondness is an understatement. But yes, I do have a very much a fondness for music. It's not only a huge part of my practice, but it's ritual for me every day. Um, I like to wake up and pick a certain playlist or a certain artist, um, and just kind of go through the discography, or I'll throw on the craziest playlist, but jam out to every single song. Um, so that's. I mean, I will always rock my band, but I change it up.
I really feel like music can change your energy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you're feeling angry or sad or whatever, you can always find something that can either help you or support you in that mood. Like you're angry at men, you're tired of dating, you can find all kinds of bad boyfriend or
Oh,
cheating husband songs to listen to, or you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I got you.
And sometimes you can find stuff that heals you, things that tell you that it's okay, that there's going to be another tomorrow, or there's more fish in the sea or whatever it was that your grandma always said.
I think for me, and you know, these two lovely ladies have heard me talk about this enough. But this is why I'm a huge fan of a particular band. Is not only did they just kind of they go through so many different genres, but their lyrics hold meaning. And there's a couple of particular songs that, like, when I'm really going through some deep emotional issues that I'm trying to work out, they kind of go on repeat. Um, and the music's beautiful. It's the lyrics that hold meaning for me. Um, so there's on that front, but
I found the written word in here very interesting. Now,
I
for
am
those of you
too.
who don't know what petitions are, if you go to the file section, the album section, or is it files? I think it's albums. There's actually a section on petitions in there that you can actually redo it. But what a petition pretty much is, it's just that you're writing on your prayer, your spell.
Well, I was thinking about this when we were talking about it earlier. And I think that the reason why they have the written word in there is, what do we do with it usually when we write something in witchcraft? What do we do?
we normally burn it.
Exactly.
Burn it, release it into the air.
So it becomes part of a fire and air
Hmm.
type of ritual, or whatever you want to call it. You can burn intentions, you can burn affirmations, you can burn things that you're releasing, you can burn sigils, you can burn anything. You write down everything that you hate about yourself or somebody else or a situation, and you can light that shit on fire and burn it. And
Yep.
it is so satisfying to watch the wind carry those ashes away. So satisfying. I really enjoy that part.
Those will say, make sure you put your ashes where you can blow it out to the wind whenever you do it too.
Right.
Also, please practice.
If you're
safe fire
practicing
safety.
air, if you're yes, please, as Audrey is saying, use fire safe container if you're burning something. But you don't have to let the air take your ashes. You can also carry them
Bury
to
it.
running water. You can bury them in the earth. There's many many other things that you can do. You can flush it down the toilet if you want to.
Hmm.
That's water too, girls and boys. I mean, so hey, especially if it's something negative, if you want to flush it down the toilet, flush that.
I mean, I
Flush
don't know if
that.
anybody else has done this before, but especially if it's a really warm day or a hot day and you just ask the air to send you a breeze, and all of a sudden a breeze
Yes.
comes out of nowhere that's so
Yes.
cold.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
honestly believe you can whisper to the air.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Hmm.
I'd go for a
Speak to
walk
it.
and I'd ask Brother Air to blow me a breeze because it'd be so hot. Down here in
Hmm.
Florida, it gets really warm. So sometimes, yeah.
Right now, we're not warm.
No, we're not warm.
Right now, we're definitely not
Uh,
warm.
We're wanting Brother Air to blow somewhere else. But yeah, that's another thing. Like she said, you can talk to the elements around you. You can interact with them. The elementals are there to help us,
Yes.
and they don't mind being called upon. In fact, I think some of them may like to be acknowledged. But yeah, go ahead, call on them. Call on the wind to blow you a breeze, or for the sun to warm you, or you know, for a nice healing rain to water your plants,
Hmm.
or for the earth to hold our memories. And
I think one thing you guys are going to see as we go forward with all these and different elements. They're all interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look at the pentacle and you see the points, you see how it's all connected. There is no spaces. And what you're going to keep that mind going forward is in practice. I use water and fire a lot in my practice.
Mm-hmm.
You use air, earth. Everybody uses a specific. What I find are more than just one specific element in their practice. Some people are just like, I'm content with an earth sign. I can honestly tell you, I am not an earth girly. I have a black thumb and I cannot grow a goddamn thing. But I use water a lot in my practice. Basic a lot for releasing protection. Water is a definite big part of my practice. Um, I don't know why I like fire so much, but it's like fire. Needless to say, it's okay to use more than one element in your path. If anything, that makes you a little bit more eclectic.
Yeah, I usually
Mm-hmm.
use things in combinations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
combinations because it works. It works really well together. Sometimes the elements have them under their own, but hey, the intention's there. I've burnt a couple things.
Now, even though it does say put your air tools on the east part of your altar, you don't necessarily have to do that
No.
because with my altar, I put things where I feel they belong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I try to keep like things that are associated with the
Mm-hmm.
feminine on the feminine side
Mm-hmm.
and the things that associated with masculine on the masculine side. However, um no, I don't my altar's not big enough to where I could like put all the stuff associated with air at this point and then
Same.
fire at this point and spirit at that point. I don't have that kind of room.
No, I don't have that kind of room either.
On my end, like mine's actually mine's a small table currently. And right now, actually, it's being reworked and reorganized because I plan on working with Bridget in my personal practice. And what I am finding as I'm slowly kind of reworking my altar is the Morgan is okay with sharing the space with Bridget. And she's kind of let me know about that. But as for like putting things in a specific location, I kind of just let my deities tell me where they want it. I don't. I mean, if I had a bigger space, sure, would I air here, fire here? Yeah, but I find working with deities specifically, they kind of run the show, and you just gotta go, okay, yes, ma'am. Don't like they're very particular in how they want their space set up. Now, if you're doing more like a family altar, I think for me that would be where I would specifically do air, earth, fire, water. But
I did
that's
have one altar that I had my little element jars.
yeah, that's on mine now.
Uh-huh. And that's where your stuff is set up.
Mhm.
Um, and I like that. But like they're currently in another room. So I'm using other things. I have another altar where I have one thing that represents earth, air, fire, and water at every point. North, south, east, and west. Not set up in a star, but just north, south, east, and west. I'll have like fire in the south, of course, from a candle and dish of salt, some water, and
That's one thing too.
you
You
know,
do not have to set that
feather.
in a pentagram style. Know your directions. And you can set it up that way too. You do not have to set it up in a pentagram. Oh, good eye. Period.
One other thing I did find interesting in this that I learned is your tarot suit for air is swords. You have four
Yes.
suits, and then you have your major arcana. Now, your major arcana stands for spirit. Your air stands for swords, and as we go over each one, we'll go over which suit goes where. But I find it funny. There's four suits, and then your major arcana, which is five, just like your elements, five.
What what I found really amusing about that is that the card in the tarot deck that is I've always associated with me is the Queen of Swords.
Yep.
And I just found that to be amusing because I had no idea that that was associated with air and one of my major influences astrologically. I'm
It's so
pretty
funny.
much dead on half Libra and half Scorpio as far as the sun sign goes.
I do remember correctly. I think spirit is the one that is associated with the major arcana.
Yes, that's what Carolyn was just saying.
And I've always associated myself with the Empress. I don't know why.
I've always associated myself with the Queen of Rods.
Or wands, as some
Wands.
people call them. Yeah.
I've always associated myself with the Empress. Every time I pull my personal reading, I always get the Empress in my deck. My pull. But I heavily associate with spirit. I work with fire and water, but I heavily associate with spirit.
Well, I think that a lot of us do. I think that people that are into witchcraft are, for a large part, really in tune with the divine, however they see it. I don't think it matters, really, as long as you're connected to something that is bigger than you, something eternal is the word I'm looking for. And I think most of us are longing for a connection with that. If we don't already have one, then we're actively searching for a deeper connection. I think that's what's driven us to witchcraft and not just to nothing, to, just going about our little material lives and working and coming home and watching Survivor or whatever. I think that's the reason why we're in this in particular, why we're drawn to magic, why we're drawn to witchcraft, is that longing for a connection with the divine.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with. I think
So I think spirit is a large part of probably pretty much all of our practices. Or why are we doing it?
Yes,
Why
very much
bother?
so.
Why bother? Even people who are dark magic practitioners are connected to something eternal. They're connected to something divine, for lack of a different term. I guess I would look at it that way. Something eternal, something powerful, something bigger than them, whether it is um, the light or not, is they're still connected. So yeah,
Now,
I
another
think that
thing
we
is
all
we
are.
call forth the elements in order to protect us in a circle and to keep our circle whole
Yes,
and to hold our circle together.
yes. And it's important that we do that in order to protect ourselves while we're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
and to hide us from the eyes of whomever on this plane or another might be wanting to interfere with our magic and with our person.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have some invisibility powder I need to share with you when you come back out here, or I can mail you some, either one.
Oh shit! I forgot we had that invisibility powder.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
connecting with air is the key to a clear mind, I think, also.
Mm-hmm.
And also creates an inner balance within you, with an inner wisdom that helps you be successful in your psychic work that you want to use, that you want to do. I think air is very important in that psychic ability. And I find it funny that the
I agree.
sensory is hearing to go along with it. I have hearing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have sight. I have hearing and I have smell.
What, on the correspondences or personally?
On the correspondence, personally, I have hearing and personally, I have smell. I don't have the other clairaudiences that are out there. I don't
Oh,
see
you're
them. I
saying
see
you're
them at the
not.
corner. I'm not spirit in general, and
Mhm.
just with the sensory part of it.
Right.
I don't see them because I don't want to see them straight on because sometimes it scares the shit out of me.
I don't see them often. I'll
It
put it
catches
that
me
way.
off guard. That's what my problem is.
Audrey sees them. I don't see them,
Audrey sees what?
spirit.
Spirit.
Unless mm, sometimes after I have my gummy at night, I might see some stuff because I'm
Well,
more open to it.
sometimes after I have a cigarette,
I think
if you want to
maybe
call it
like
that,
Yeah.
because it's
sometimes after I have the cigarette, I see spirits.
for me like it's as natural as I am looking at you. It's something I've always been able to do, and I tend to forget. Sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish between the living and the dead, especially if they really want to be known. It's really, really hard.
Well, that's an idea for another day that
That's when
we
we go over
can
spirit.
go over all of the Claire gifts as
Mm-hmm.
well and what they are and how they manifest in a person.
It'd
Mm-hmm.
be interesting to talk about. It really would.
Uh, yeah, it's an interesting topic, and a lot of people are interested in Claire gifts and what they are and how do you know you have them. And well, usually you find out accidentally, but
Usually.
I think I that's kind of
yeah,
what happened to
you kind
me.
of stumble into it, but
Yeah, that's kind
it's
of what
like, what
happened
the
to me.
actual was that, you know?
I mean, I get
Okay. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Yeah.
Mom knows my story. Mama Carolyn knows my story and
Yeah.
how I came to find out about my gifts. And it's 30 something years later, this story, this this for me is it's just real as I'm, looking at something right now. That was just how vivid it was.
But that would be hard
I was 5 years old.
being
Right around there.
seeing spirit. And I think there's a difference between what we think of as clairvoyance and seeing spirit.
I'm more what they call a medium.
Yes, a physical medium.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, clairvoyance, from what I understand, is what we think of kind of like remote viewing,
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
kind of and kind of not. And it's kind of like seeing dead spirits, but kind of not.
It's kind of like
Because
seeing it from like a lens. It's not really necessarily what I do, where I see them sitting next to me and have conversations. It's more like you see them beyond a veil or beyond a curtain. That's the best way I could describe it.
Now, if there's certain times of year I can see spirit better than other times, like
well, sure.
around, yeah,
Yeah,
around,
when the veil is thinner.
yeah, when the veil's thinnest. I see them more then than I do normally.
Another thing about the we were talking about the written word being air, and I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to touch on this for a second because I'm older and I forget things. So if I don't say it now, I'll forget. Um, if I haven't forgotten already, because that happens too.
Oh, she'll.
Oh, she just distracted me and now it's gone. Never mind.
We're talking about the written word.
Yes, yes. The spoken word is
Mm-hmm.
also air.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't say that here, but I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone wondered. It seems kind of obvious to me, but then again, maybe it might not be to some people. But yeah, it, words in particular, whether they're written, spoken, thought of, all air.
Messages from above, messages that you send other people
Yes,
as well.
yes, all of that. That's all under the qualities of air.
Yep. Communication.
Yes, all types. So,
Does anybody have
mhm.
any questions or anything else they'd like to add?
No, I think that was the last thing that I had on my mind. Maybe. Um,
Now keep in mind, now your breath is your main air, obviously your air source.
yes,
So keep that in mind even when you're breathing and take a couple deep breaths during the day and exhale and count to 4 or 5 when you do it. If you start to do that, it will actually help you connect to your spiritual self as well and your higher self. Because you're practicing mindfulness with
right.
your body.
I'm actually using this right now. Not this second, but every day, well, as you two know, not everybody out in viewing land knows. I'm currently going through radiation for breast cancer. So what I've been doing is practicing this type of mindfulness while I'm having my radiation. And, I'm laying there topless with my arms over my head, gripping a pole, which could be really, really awkward. Um, Instead, I close my eyes and I imagine that I am on a beach. And as I'm breathing out into my belly, I envision those waves rushing out to shore. And then when I inhale again, they're pulling back out into the sea. And I just do that and envision a beach. And so right now I'm on a topless beach in Saint Tropez during radiation. And next week, I think I'll move to Rio. But
Cool.
maybe I'll be the girl from Ipanema. I don't know. I'm trying to have a little fun with that as I do it because what the hey, you might as well.
You might as
So
well.
so yeah, I use that mindfulness practice and that breathing, and it really helps. And so my radiation passes very pleasantly, actually, um, for something that, well, could be really rather awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So I've enjoyed incorporating that particular practice that I associate with air because it's breathing, mindfulness. Um, I've enjoyed incorporating that into my radiation. And I
You're
think,
releasing things
yeah,
or air. You release things into the air.
and the people that work there seem to be enjoying it too. They think it's really hella funny. So,
Hey, why not?
well, heck, they named their machine Catalina, so I'm like, "Hola, Catalina," And then when I leave, I'll say, "Adios, Catalina." Hasta luego, or whatever. Hasta mañana. Just I make it fun. So
Yep.
anyway, that's what I do to take my mind off of things during radiation, and it's been great. So I would recommend that to anyone to do that. You can change what could be viewed as a negative into something that's positive. I
Mhm.
don't dread going every day. Um, that way it's a lot more fun. So it's not like I'm going and trying on any bikinis or anything like that, but
Oh,
it's
you want to wear a bikini,
something.
Karen.
No, I'm not going to wear a bikini. Hell no. I wouldn't do that to people. I like people too much. So, yeah, you know me.
And the symbol for air is a triangle with a line through it at the top.
Yes. We didn't really go over that, did we? We didn't
Mm-mm.
go over the symbols. I
No.
did see that somebody made a lovely bracelet with all of the symbols on it.
Really?
Really pretty. It was by one of
Wow.
the witchy companies. I'm not sure which one, Awe Inspired or something like that. But anyway, it was really pretty and it had all of the earth, air, fire, and water and spirit symbols on it. So if you know, you know when you see it.
Hmm.
And otherwise it's just a pretty bracelet. So
That's like when I was in the eye doctor's office the other day and he said, are you Wiccan? Are you a witch? And I'm like, yes. It caught me off guard for a second because he
yeah, well,
recognized my necklace.
yeah. Anymore, you know,
Hmm.
it's hard to know what to expect in today's climate.
Oh yeah, and then it was real. I found it funny that after I said yes, he said God is everywhere.
It sure is.
Yep, and I looked at him and said, yes, sir, he is. She is.
He,
They
she,
are.
they, however, uh, you know how I feel. I think the divine is beyond gender,
I
but
do too.
that's, everybody has their own individual thought about that. So we respect all views. And
If you go by a Christian view of it, when they say that you're created in God's image, if God created both man and woman, then he has to have qualities of both. I just say he because that's just a habit.
exactly. Exactly. I usually do too, because that's the way I was raised. And
Mm-hmm.
we always had this image of God as being this old ancient man with white
Man.
flowing hair and
Mm-hmm.
white flowing robes and all of that.
I don't think that's really what it looks like.
I have no idea.
It's
I
light.
don't think that that's what God looks like either. I don't think we can comprehend what
You
God
can't
looks like.
comprehend it. It's light. The vision that I had where
I
I
don't
was
think the
signing my
eyes that
soul
we have can even
contracts,
see.
Yeah. Just like how when you read about different gods and goddesses and how they're depicted and how they're written out to look like I don't think they look like that either. I think, well, for me, I can freely speak on like the ones I work with. And Morgan, I see her with this the hair that's like longer than mom's was down pat almost to her feet. She's covered in just tribal tattoos, not work tattoos. And she's got ravens on both shoulders. and she walks like she has shadows covering her body.
I could dig that.
That's
Mhm.
how I see it. And how I view Loki is not like Tom Hiddleston, but kind of like Tom Hiddleston. I think that's just how he wants me to view him because that's just how what I'm used to seeing. But like for me, it fits. Like when you see these Norse descriptions of Loki and he's got this red hair and things like it doesn't it never really fits for him. It for me, Loki isn't red hair.
But that's the thing, is that it doesn't really matter.
No.
That we're all free to envision the divine however we can, because we can't envision what it actually is.
Right.
Our eyes aren't capable of that.
Your
I
eyes
don't believe
aren't.
that. I don't think our eyes can. They have to, the angels used to have to change their forms so we could see them, and they're not even God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I think they choose to when they come to you, they choose to show you
they show you something you're going to understand.
yes.
Yes.
That's what they
I
show
was going to
you,
say the same thing. That they show you what you're going to understand, what you're going to
what you're going
comprehend.
to comprehend
Right. That doesn't
as
mean you have a
divine.
puny mind.
No,
That
it just
means that
means
your brain
the
works.
way that you understand the
Mhm.
divine, that's what you're going to see. So
Yes.
that when you see it, you understand that you're seeing the divine.
Mhm. Oh, 100% agree.
When I had my vision where I was signing my soul contracts before I came to Earth, I remember God was in the room, but it was a light, a pure white light that just caressed the room, and you felt that that was God. You knew it just by the way that it felt. I couldn't look at the light because I knew I would be blinded if I did.
What I've heard described is just pure love.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. And I remember looking back behind me and seeing all of these angels and spirit guides and everything that were there cheering me on to come back to Earth. And if I only knew what I knew now, what I knew then, it might be a different story, but no, I'm joking.
Like, what did I get myself into?
What did I do this time?
Oh my God. I know the feeling.
But
What was I thinking?
I can, by me having felt God's presence that way and seeing what I saw, I have been able to mindfully connect to other energies a lot easier.
Chica.
We should do something on the astral plane and astral travel sometime, just as a thought.
Okay.
I think it'd be really, really cool because there's still so much I've got to learn. There's
There's
a reason.
a hell of a lot that I need to learn about it myself.
Astral plane is really interesting. Anybody who's more of like a physical medium like myself, we tend to have a little bit more free reign on the astral plane. So it's you got to get something to ground yourself. Well, ground yourself to your body because if you don't,
You ground yourself to your body at night. Well, not to a body. What I do and what I was taught to do is you picture a boulder underneath your bed and you tie there's a cord. Everyone has a cord. And that's what's gonna bring your spirit back into your body. If your cord ever gets cut, you're gonna die. Just remember that. If your cord ever gets cut in two, you're not gonna make it back. What you do is you take your cord that comes out of your belly button, it's silver, and you wrap it around your boulder, and that way you have an anchor back here other than your body. Now, when you're out on the plane and you need to get back and you can't necessarily find your way back, you can use that cord to find your way back.
Yeah, I really need to do more work there.
I'll
I'm
teach a
not
class on that. And how about in June, whenever we get to that area, I'll teach a class on the astral plane.
sounds good.
Sound good?
Yep.
I'll get y'all flying.
I'm
I have
already
been
doing it. That's
I
a problem.
because I've practiced, I've gotten to the point to where I can go and visit people at night and I know that I'm seeing them or visiting with their spirit because the next day they'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, I had a dream about you last night." Well, that wasn't a dream, but it was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bone to pick with you about that, Momo.
What? Dreaming?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
We'll talk
We'll
about it later.
discuss that later. Now, keep in mind, with each of your elements, you also have your alchemic symbols, your
Mm-hmm.
alchemy symbols, and those are your triangles.
Mm-hmm.
Your, like I said earlier, your air is your triangle with a line above it on the top, and that's your alchemy symbol for air. Water is an upside down triangle, fire is an upright triangle, and earth is an upside down triangle with a line across the bottom.
I
And
like the
another thing I
name though.
thought of a little while ago is as above, so is, and so below.
Right.
That's something to always keep in mind. What is above is also below. And we could go back to going over the witch's pyramid again because that's something we haven't done in a while, and it also contains your
Yeah.
elements, which is your the cone of power and your witch's pyramid is the same thing. The only thing is it was renamed through different authors. So if you ever hear people
Okay.
talk about the cone of older people talk about the cone of power, it's the same
Uh-huh.
thing as the witch's pyramid. What it is where you are taking your energy, long story short, you're taking your energy and you're focusing it. But I'll teach a class on that as well in June. I want to teach the astral plane.
That'd be great. We could put together like a whole month full of things like that. The astral plane, the witch's pyramid, things that go together. Um,
Hmm.
like a psychic development month,
Yeah,
perhaps. Or
that would be psychic development, all that
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Plus, we can do intuition at the same
Yeah.
time. So, yeah.
Ways to sharpen your intuition. We can, make that a night and have a class on deepening, sharpening your intuition. We can have a one on where we discuss different methods of divination, perhaps.
Hmm.
But I'd like to, instead of just discussing things like we've done in the past, I'd like to like have a few exercises that we could try.
Okay.
Like with your witch's pyramid, if you have like exercises for
Yeah.
focusing, we'll come up with some things like that we
I
can
actually
do.
have
Some
elemental energy work exercises that we could do.
guided meditations or things that help open up. There's some of those that you can use to help open up your third eye.
Hmm.
Let's do one instead of different methods of divination. Let's talk about opening your third eye. Ways to open your third eye because there's lots of different things that you can do for that. Different teas, there's different brews, different oils, incenses, spells, all kinds of stuff that you can do to open your third eye. I don't know if that goes together with deepening your intuition.
Yes, it does. Well, no, it doesn't. It's actually separate. But I'm writing it down as we go along. I just have to find a pen that works because my
We
pen just keeps running out of ink.
discuss, we can discuss the clairs and things like that in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all intuition. We can talk about that on intuition night about the different clair senses and stuff because it's all related. It all comes from the same place.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to be able to talk about being a physical medium. I mean, you get to see it on shows and stuff like that, but like, I would love to be able to just talk about it. I think a lot of people have so many questions about it. It would be really
Well, they do, and you. We'll discuss this later, but you need to stop being so afraid of your gift.
Mm-hmm. We can do all of that. Opening third eye.
And we can erase that from the end of the recording if you like.
That's
But
fine. Well, no, actually, what I was gonna say
it's,
is I'm glad we kind of did that because if you guys that are watching this have any ideas that you would like to have for a discussion or a class or something, drop us a line. Let us know. Our names are at the front of the beginning of the presentation. If you don't know who we are, we're the admin moderator team. Just
yeah,
drop us a line.
we're all real people. There's no bots here.
Yep, no bots.
I would have a much better body if I was a bot. Oh,
Yes.
um,
Trouble, no, like
yeah.
internal gassing.
Well, I was just thinking size, but yeah, that too. No cancer. But yeah. Um, so we're all real people with real issues and real problems and
Really dark and fuck up sense of humor.
yes, that too sometimes. And we're all on the learning path as well. So we enjoy learning new things and sharing what we've learned with everybody who is interested in finding out. And we're also interested in finding out if you have anything you want to share with us.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's like we keep our inboxes open, like,
You betcha.
and if we don't get back to you right away, it's because we're busy. But we promise to always get back to you. And if
Yes.
you don't know something, give me like 24 hours. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Give me 24.
Oh, 24 hours. We'll
We'll go
know.
down some rabbit holes to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Stay up late and go down these rabbit holes, and it'll be a discussion.
Yes, we're unafraid of late night research rabbit hole sessions.
Although I can probably go down too many rabbit holes.
Sometimes it's hard to get you back, is what the trouble is.
Listen, I went down the rabbit hole, found the rabbit. His name's Jim. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on either. It's a whole thing.
And now they sit there and sip tea and sing a merry merry on birthday to you, to you.
Yeah, pretty much. But we love doing this. This is something.
Oh yeah,
the
drop
passion
us
for the three of us.
Drop us a line. Just put
drop
the
us a
at sign
message.
in front of our name and the Phoenix Nest. If you're not part of the Phoenix Nest, let us know. We'll add you to
Yeah,
it.
join.
Also, you have the page itself
Yeah, we're a
as
fun
well as
group.
the group. So those three places, you'll be able to reach one of us.
And don't remember, we are unapologetically completely real. We have, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for a fact I don't have a filter. I will probably get you mad and laughing at me all at the same time. It's talent. But this group we're building on, it's a community, it's a family, and we want to teach
And learn.
and learn.
And learn.
Mm-hmm. We're as interested in learning as we are in teaching. So
Very much so.
One thing
I've been doing it for over 20 years and I'm still learning.
Stop learning. Ugh.
Never stop learning. Well, on that note, we'd like to thank you guys for watching this video.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
Thank you for
joining us.
coming. Thank you for being here, Karen. Thank you for all your help, Audrey,
No
Karen.
problem.
I appreciate it so much.
No
I gotta
problem.
start the recording now.
She's not very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Winnie is like freaking